It's 2023 and a lot of people want to start a clothing brand. When you start your clothing brand, you're going to want to come up with a name, a logo, a design. You want to figure out whether you want t-shirts, you want hoodies, shorts, jackets. There's a lot of options you can go. You figure out your design and what you want to produce. Once you have your product, you come up with how you want to sell it, whether you want to make a website on Wix or Shopify or start out on Etsy. There's a lot of ways you can sell your clothes. Now you have your product, you have your clothing brand, you have your name, you have everything. You have where you're gonna sell it, you have all that set up. But a lot of people don't talk about the marketing and actually selling the clothing, moving the clothing. I would say out of everything, that's the most overlooked part, the part that people don't talk about enough. They focus on the big flashy design, the big flashy name, and my brand is so cool because XYZ, but they don't talk about how to actually sell the clothes and influence people to want to purchase your clothes. In my experience, I've been running my brand for the past about 5-6 months. The most challenging thing about running the brand is the marketing and actually getting sales. It's not as simple as just posting a TikTok every day. You have to stay in tune with the current trends. You have to pay attention what TikToks are working, what TikToks aren't working. What videos are popping right now, what sounds are popping right now, what topics are popping right now, and how should I do this to maximize the views. A mistake I made early on, I got a couple good TikToks when I first got on TikTok. I thought, I'm seeing results from these TikToks, I'm getting a good few sales from these TikToks, so I'm gonna copy and paste over and over again. I was under the impression I found something that worked and I'm gonna do it over and over again. What had worked wasn't the exact TikTok idea I did. What had worked was how I came up with the idea. I had searched up clothing brands on TikTok. I had filtered it to videos in the past week and I had sorted it by likes. And I had essentially done the same TikTok that just blew up in that same week. But I had mistaken that for doing that exact same TikTok over and over again, instead of continually looking for a new video, looking for a new video, looking for a new video. After a couple months, I was seeing that the TikToks weren't doing as good. After thinking about it and going back on it, I realized I need to stay on top of it. I can't find one thing that works and keep on doing it because it's not going to work forever. So I went back to the drawing board and I'll now consistently find new topics and new trends to do to try and maximize my organic growth. People say organic post every day and that will get you sales. Early on, it will not. And being 100% organic is like a dice roll. It's like gambling. You can follow whatever method to maximize your chances of going viral, but it's only maximizing your chances. It's still a gamble, it's still a chance. There's no 100% surefire way to go viral. The other way that people don't talk about is paid ads. They'll give you this BS fake list of very broad, not very good ad settings. And then you end up pouring your money into that. First off, you start not pouring too much because you don't have that much money. So you're only doing $5 a day, which isn't even enough to gain any traction. But you're constantly doing this $5 a day. So you're losing money. So you don't even have enough money to actually up how much you're spending. And you're going through trial and error. By the time you figure out how you want to do the settings and how you can best do the settings, you've already expended most of your capital. You're no longer in the green, you're in the red, you're losing money. The best thing I've found with Instagram ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, whatever, you need to find your niche and you don't want it to be broad. You don't want to put a bunch of different tags on it. You want to find your niche. I found my favorite cities, my top cities, main cities in Florida, California, the DMV in New York. And then I did specifically Hypebeast. I didn't just do any clothing brand or just do fashion. I specifically targeted Hypebeast clothing brands, hip hop fashion, because those were the things that directly related to my shirt. When you overstack it and oversaturate the tags, that makes your net too broad. You're paying $5 not for people who are gonna like it, for just every person who sees it. If you make your net to where it's you think about if this person saw this, who would respond to it the best. When you make your net small like that, but it's only touching people who you know are going to respond to it the best, you see way more results. I got the Instagram ads and I got the organic growth. Even after 5-6 months and figuring it out pretty well and making a pretty good amount of money, it's not just a get rich quick scheme. It's not just you're going to close your eyes, go to sleep, and there's going to be money in your pocket. It's still constant work and work and work and work. And especially with the organic growth, what happens to a lot of people, they go, and they burn out. I've experienced this. I'll post 3-4 times a day for like 3 weeks to a month straight, and then I'll burn out and I'll go 1-2 weeks without posting at all. And that's very detrimental to your growth. If you do that, you won't be able to grow consistently. I'm not doing terrible right now, but I could be doing better if I pace myself and if I made sure I stayed consistent all the way through. The final main thing about starting a clothing brand, say you get past all the nooks and crannies. You find a good design, a good logo, and keep in mind, you can have the best marketing in the world. You can believe in your brand as much as you want, but if you have a bad design, no one will buy it. That's just a matter of the fact. If the design isn't good, no one will buy it. It doesn't matter how good your marketing is. If the design isn't good, nobody will buy it. You can have a good name, good design, you're selling it. You put the work in for marketing, whether organic or you go Instagram ads or you do both, and you're starting to get sales, you're making a little bit of money. Now, how are you gonna budget that money? So you make your sales, the money comes in. What I do, I take a spreadsheet. When I'm getting ready for my next drop, I list all the expenses, my clothes, my poly mailers, any printers, anything I'm spending money on. I calculate that. How much is this gonna cost? Because a lot of people, they get their first decent paycheck from the clothing brand and they just blow it. They spend it on whatever. Instead of, you need to take the money that you made and you need to multiply it. Now you have even more capital to work with. You can scale and make your next drop even bigger and make more that time. So I've made my spreadsheet. I calculated how much I'm spending, and I'm also going to calculate how much I want to make. Whether you want a profit margin of 30, 40, 50, 60, however much profit you want, calculate that. That will tell you how you need to charge for your clothing. Say between all my expenses, I'm paying, say, $2,000 for 100 shirts, including the marketing, including the clothing, all the mailing and all that. $2,000 for 100 shirts. But I want to make 50% profits. I want to make $4,000 in total. I'm gonna sell those shirts. I'm gonna sell those shirts for $40. 4,000 divided by 100, that's $40. If I sell those shirts for $40, all 100 shirts, they all sell out, I'm gonna make $4,000, $2,000 profit. And that's a very small drop. Now, when you start going into bigger clothing, whether it's more volume or more expensive pieces like hoodies, like sweats, like jackets, the profit margins can get crazy with those, because the jump in price to create a t-shirt to a hoodie is not that much, maybe like $10 more. But the jump in selling, people will buy a hoodie for $80. People will not buy a t-shirt for $80. So you paid $7, $8 for a t-shirt, you sell it for $20. People usually won't pay more than $20 to $30, $35 for a t-shirt. But you paid $17 for a hoodie, but sell it for $60, $70. The profit margins go crazy. It's like you have to stay with your budget and you have to keep track of your money. The biggest difference between it becoming a hustle and becoming a business is keeping track of your money and making it a business, making sure you keep track of your profit, you keep track of your loss, you know everything that's going on money-wise and number-wise. And the last thing is taxes. When you have a clothing brand, I got an LLC to make my taxes better. When you start making good money, if you don't do your taxes properly, you're gonna lose a lot of money. And that's a whole nother video in itself, just talking about taxes. But overall, when you start a clothing brand, it's not just a one and done thing. It's not just, I'm gonna make come up with a half-ass design, do some half-ass marketing, and I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up with $1 million in my pocket. That's not real. That's unrealistic. And there are some people who get lucky and their first TikTok will go crazy stupid, and now they're making a decent 6 figures. But that's not the reality for most people. And I'm not gonna sit here, unlike most, whether it's content creators on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, I'm not gonna sell you a fake dream. The reality of starting a clothing brand is it's rewarding. If it's something that you enjoy, something that you genuinely love, it's something that will really benefit you and something that can really take you somewhere. But it's not sunshine and rainbows. It's not easy, and most people will not get lucky. You'll have to put the work in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I taught you something. You learned something new. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Deuces.